Hi guys, a founding member of the DUP, yes, the DUP, believes that unionists need to prepare for what comes after the union. Wallace Thompson has once again set the cat amongst the unionist pigeons when he appeared on the Mark Carruthers show. Now this could be the case of an elderly man wanting to see a positive future for his children and grandchildren. It could be that he's being pragmatic, or it could be that he wants unionism to play a part in a future Ireland. Now, he avoided the word united here, but this is exactly what he's talking about. For people who don't understand politics in Northern Ireland, this is pretty significant. Have a listen.
I think, Mark, that unionists need to be preparing for the movement towards some form of new Ireland. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen soon. I mentioned in my interview in the Belfast Telegraph with Sam McBride, that it was inevitable. That word has come back to haunt me to some degree, but I do believe that decades down the road, I think we are talking decades, the union as we know it will come to an end, and there will be a new constitutional arrangement. I think we need to be far-sighted enough to think about this, to talk to each other about it, and to talk to nationalists and Republicans about it as well.
A breath of fresh air, and completely correct. Now, when it comes to unionists, there's a big problem within the unionist community, and it's the politicians. Because the politicians can't talk about a united Ireland, because as soon as they do, they're branded as traitors. They're branded as undermining the union. By breathing life into a united Ireland, it means the union is coming to an end. But he's correct when he says the union is coming to an end. If it's not Scotland that will leave, it's Northern Ireland that will become part of a united Ireland. Now, I don't know which will come first, but the unionists in Northern Ireland have to realise that's what's on the cards. That's what's on the horizon. So what should they do? What can they do? Well, they should be reaching out to Republicans and nationalists in Northern Ireland and to the Irish government and saying, this is the type of Ireland we want in the future. We want the British identity respected and promoted. I think when it comes to, for example, the Irish language, Sinn Féin were very successful in spearheading the promotion of the Irish language in Northern Ireland. And this could be something that unionists could use to help promote the idea of a united Ireland that's open to all. There is a fear, I think, within certain sections of unionism that a united Ireland would mean papist rule or something like that, or that the British identity would be squashed. No, if they look at Dublin, if they look at the rest of the island, they'll see that many different identities are respected and in many cases promoted. And the British identity that the unionists so wish to cling to would of course be part of that as well. But it can only be part if they engage with these discussions, if they put this on the table, if they lobby for this in a future Ireland. Because if they don't, they'll be left behind, and this will create massive resentment. The ordinary unionist in Northern Ireland, the working class person, the middle class person, whatever, I believe that they want this. They understand a united Ireland is on the horizon. So they want unionism, the British identity to be respected, to be promoted. But they're being betrayed by their politicians because the politicians can't talk about this. As I said, as soon as they mention the word united Ireland or mention any talk of a united Ireland, they're seen as betraying the union. They can't talk about it. So as soon as they do, there's the stigma connected to that. So what needs to happen is politicians need to take a step back, or people in the unionist community need to put pressure on their politicians to say, look, you are a unionist. We understand that. You want to defend the union. But when the union comes to an end, we would like our identity protected and promoted in a future Ireland. What are you going to do about that? You can try and deny reality. You can deny what's happening. But that's not going to help us. So I think the pressure has to come from the bottom. It has to come from the grassroots. No, don't wait for the politicians to do this, because they're not. when a United Ireland comes about, if you're waiting for the politicians, they'll turn around and say, well, we're just jumping ship. We're joining the mainstream parties now. We're, DUP MPs or MLAs will switch to Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael or whatever, and the people will be abandoned. You don't want that. This is a message to unionists in Northern Ireland. Now is the time to put pressure on your politicians to have a seat at the table, to promote British identity in a future Ireland. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.